Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I thought we'd do another carriage and cross slide upgrade. Let's get into that. I've talked about this a lot, making way wipers for the carriage. I think today's the day I'm going to do this. I just thought something real simple. Down over here on the side, I want to bolt a plate and with some real heavy felt under it. I've seen other people do it. I'm not sure. I can't really remember how they went about it. But I have my own ideas. I'm going to have to drill and tap some holes in the side of this carriage. So I guess what we're going to have to do is take this thing apart again and get it over to the mill. I'm going to take this apart off camera and I'll meet you at the table. Let's do that. Okay, I got the thing off the machine, my carriage. I took it apart. It didn't take as long as I thought it would. You would have probably enjoyed watching me take it apart one more time. But what I want to do is, out of this piece of aluminum, it's 1/16 thick, I want to make something to cover this whole area. And I believe I measured 1 inch by 7/8 of an inch. And that will fit on both sides. And with that, I have some 1/4 inch thick felt. Now this stuff has an adhesive on the back. So I could find in a hurry without ordering it. I got this at Ace Hardware. I want to cut this in a 1 inch by 7/8 piece, just like the piece of aluminum. And then cut it to shape around the ways. But like I said, the first thing I need to do is drill a couple of mounting holes. Like here and here. The same on here. For these 832 button heads. I'm going to wing that. I'm going to eyeball where I think I want those screws. Let's get over to the mill. Okay, I'm over at the mill. The first thing I did is I put one of my tall jaws in here. I'm only using the back one. The first thing I thought is maybe I'll put it on an angle plate, clamp it to an angle plate so I can get at these surfaces. But I wanted to do this with a vise and not an angle plate to hold that carriage. So I put one of my tall jaws in here where I'll just hold it, kind of clamp it, and use the vise also. But I have a series of blocks and stuff for it to sit on because that carriage is all kind of weird shapes. I have my stop set. I know I indicated this jaw in, it is straight. So what I wanted to do is just, I was going to do this side first. Set that on a parallel up against the stop. And I have other blocks here. And I'm going to put my 1, 2, 3 blocks so I can clamp it right against the, actually those are the ways. The way that, the part that slides on the ways. And I'm just going to clamp it. It's clamping a little below center, so what I was going to do is put this steel block on my 1, 2, 3 block, and I was going to try it. I was going to clamp this in place So you'll just help it. I'm not going to do a lot of work. If I was going to do a lot of heavy milling, I'd have my other jaw in here, plus I would clamp it. But it is clamped in place. It's not going to go anywhere. And like I said, what I want to do is I'm just going to eyeball them. Probably go, I don't know, halfway between there and put 2 holes. I'm going to drill them first and then tap them after I've done all the holes, probably sitting at the bench. Let's do this. The first thing I need to do is find a tap drill for 832. And that is 10, 12, 832 is a 29 drill. Number 29 drill is 136 thousandths. Okay. I think you should always measure your drill before you use it. I've seen drills in the wrong spot. 136. All right. Let's do this. All right. I'm not even going to use a center drill. This is a stubby. I'm only going to stick it out, 3/4 of an inch. And I should be able to make a couple of marks with that and start drilling. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I think that's where I want to start with my first hole. I'm probably going to keep my Y-axis in the same place on all of them. It's my X movements that will be different on all of them. If I wanted to blueprint the whole thing, I would have went completely different, picked up this center of probably this way, the V way, and started moving in the top of this. But I'm not doing that. Okay, let's start drilling. That's self-centered, really nice. And I think that's a good place to put the hole. Looks like right in the middle of all the meaty material. I need to go in at least 1/8 of an inch. I need at least 1/8 of an inch of thread, I should say. But for the tap, I only have a gun tap, a spiral point tap. So I'm going to have to go a little bit further. I'll go in about 1/4 inch, 250 thousandths. All right, let's do this. I went in 250 thousandths plus the tip of my drill. I was drilling a full diameter and then started counting to 250. Okay, I'm going to move over about, I'm going to see what a 1/2 inch looks like. That looks like it's equal from the center of this way. I'm going with the 1/2 inch. Okay, let's move over to the other side. And I'm going to move a 1/4 inch off each way from where I am. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's turn this thing over. Don't look too bad. Let's turn it over and do the other side. All right. Kind of eyeball the middle of that V. Move off 1/4 inch each way. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to just start drilling. Let's do this. All right, let's get this thing out of here, cleaned up, and tap those holes. You know, I think I'm gonna tap them in here. I'm just gonna move the table over. I think it'll be a little easier while it's clamped in. Okay, where's my tap? Oil, tap. I know this is cast iron and everybody's gonna be commenting, you don't need to use oil when you're tapping cast iron. No, I didn't use any kind of coolant or oil on the drill. It has a lot of graphite in it, which aids in it. But I think with tapping, there's no rule that says you don't use it or don't ever use it. I like a little lube on my taps. Let's see if I can do this without breaking anything. There's a blind hole. That's why I could feel it already hitting the bottom. I only need a quarter inch. I drilled a 1/4 inch. I only need about 100,000ths of thread. And that looks about right. Of full thread, I mean. Hole 3. So far, so good. I kept throwing around. Maybe I only put 1 hole in here. Maybe 2. Maybe 1. Right up until I did it, I really wasn't sure. All right, halfway done. I have to be careful with this first one because it breaks into this tapped hole. That's the tapped hole that is for the follower rest, or I was using it also for my carriage lock. I don't think I need to worry about the stop anymore. This one breaks into a hole also. Not as much, but it does. I can feel it. Okay, last hole, and another one that breaks out. I didn't really think about that first hole, that it also broke into that other tapped hole, that M6 hole. But I could feel it as I'm going through. It's like, boy, that felt funny. It's like pushing it sideways. All right. Okay. Let's get this out of here and see how it looks at the bench there. All right, that looks good. Well, it looks good. Let's see if these screws go in there. Let's see. If I took this and this, oh yeah, it's way below that surface. Squeeze it way down. That'll work. Okay, what I need to do is make some tabs out of here, 1 inch by 7/8, and then take my little transfer screws, put them in here, and simply place it where I want and then hit it, and it should transfer that hole position. Okay, I think I had enough fun for today. What I'm going to do is clean up the mill and stuff and put all this stuff away. And what I'm saying is, I think this video is coming to an end. So, until next time, enjoy.